Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is going to be a little quick video. Just been watching some things going on since they had the government shutdown last month. I guess is when it happened, and I look at the attitudes and behaviors and actions of the churches during this period of time. And I know there are some churches who have food pantries that have been taking care of feeding people, but most of your churches are fleecing people. And you see, on average, every Sunday, black people collectively give the black church $33 million. That is tax free money to the church that black people have already been taxed on. And I want you to name one positive thing the black church as a whole has done to improve any black community around this country in the last 50 to 75 years. Another question, why do churches even have ATMs in them? Didn't the Messiah tear up the synagogue, the temple, because they had turned it into a den of thieves, as he called it? See, Christians always want to ask, what would Jesus do? And see, the mere fact that they ask that tells you they don't know what he did. Because he said, feed the hungry. He said, help the poor. But Christians ain't doing none of that. And, I've heard, many Christians have told me, when you give to the church through your fake tithing, once you give it away, it's not your responsibility to worry about what they do with it. Well, see, that's why they took those books called Apocrypha out of the Bible, because the Apocrypha said, I think it's in the book of Sirach, that you don't give anywhere that you don't know where the money is going. It says because you become complicit in their error when you do. See, but when you start telling Christians what the man they call Jesus did, all of a sudden they go deaf. See, most blacks today love going to church now, only because they're getting a good feeling. Kind of reminds me of the movie Monsters Ball with Holly Berry when she told Billy Bob Thornton, make me feel good. Can you make me feel good? That's all we're doing when we're going to the black church. And not just the black church, but I'm speaking from black church. I grew up in a black church. The last church my wife and I attended was multicultural. We left that too. And they're actually been running this campaign right now called Unfinished. And what Unfinished mean is we need you to give some more money because we got a whole lot of projects that we haven't finished. And the only way we can finish the projects is if you continue to give us more money. And like I said, I started out talking about the government shutdown. And just to show you how wicked these pastors are, they are digging in on you continue to give to the church, while they got members and people surrounding the churches struggling. But they want to build bigger buildings. They want to add on to current buildings. They want to give more money to the pastors. But you got people struggling. So ain't none of them truly doing what the Bible commands them to do. And so we go into church to get a feeling. Toyota used to have a commercial years ago when I was growing up, say, oh, what a feeling. That's all we getting when we're going to church now. We not getting no Bible. We ain't getting no substance. We ain't building no solid relationships. We ain't building no better communities. We ain't doing nothing that's beneficial or impactful to us as a people. Nothing at all. And we wonder why things keep going the way they're going. See, you can't hold a congregation accountable because the deacons don't even hold the pastors accountable. Nobody's doing anything but making each other feel good. And our communities continue to suffer. I mean, how many black churches have come out publicly and said they would help the people who are being impacted by the government shutdown? Huh? The church you attend, Have you heard them say anything about that? And like I said, I know there are some pockets that are doing it, but as a whole, they are not digging in. They're digging in. Yeah, yeah. See, we as a people need much better discernment. People are worried. People are continuing to lose jobs. People are hurting. People are, I'm not going to say that just totally hungry, but, they don't have the resources they had before to put food on the table like they once did. And yet pastors keep talking about what the church needs. But apparently the congregation loves their bondage. I'll talk to you later.